la la.
You are listening to High Minds, the podcast where we elevate the conversation on culture, sports, politics, and entertainment. Stay tuned for a higher perspective at the intersection of everything.
What is up? Say, Drake. It's another episode of High Minds. I'm being bugged here by my dog. I've been single dadding it this week so far. Lindsay's on a work trip in hot Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, yeah, nice, hot Atlanta.
Yeah,
I still want to go to hot Atlanta. Go see my team, the Falcons.
Dirty Bird.
Uh-huh.
I flew into Atlanta one time. No, she's a nurse. She like runs a robotics program. Hey,
wow.
Quit bugging.
Like robotics, like surgeries, doing things like that. That kind of robotics.
Yeah, she does. Like she runs a program.
Yeah,
so
cool.
they flew her out to Atlanta.
Nice.
The scariest flight of my life once when I landed in Atlanta. The airport, I was like flying in between these. It was like just shaking, thunder, lightning everywhere, hail.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you look out and then there's just buildings next to you and you just coming into the airport. I was terrified. I was like, holy
like you're in a
shit.
movie. You know, that should happen in a movie. Like you're going through the city and like you're seeing like people on the floors.
It like banks between that's how I felt.
Yeah, especially right now. There's like so much plane shit happening. That's what scares the hell out of me.
Too much plane shit. So well, she's on a plane right now, so hopefully.
No, she'll be fine. She'll be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's
been a fun week. Kendrick really took over, man.
I know we're gonna talk about this. Like
we're gonna spend all day talking about
Super Bowl. I'm glad Kendrick had a game before and after his show. It's nice. Little like I don't even want to talk about the Super Bowl, the game.
Well, shout out to the Eagles.
I like Jalen Hurts.
I do. He seems like a good dude.
Yeah, I know he's.
And I was rooting for Saquon. What was funny is that Saquon didn't do anything in that game, and they still kicked his shit.
I think that's the only thing they could do is like, all right, we got to shut down Saquon, and they did that, but everyone else just
pooed
on him.
Yeah,
so
everyone else got him.
Yeah, so
it was a boring game, and it did feel like once Kendrick stepped off the stage, it was actually time to turn the TV off. Basically,
turn the TV off.
Yeah.
It was
initial thoughts
from the start. From the GNX, sitting on top. I mean, obviously we already know that album 87, Here Is Born, but okay, we knew that. Samuel L. Jackson. That right there was the first oh shit. Okay.
Well, he was the first one to say anything in the concert.
Yeah. So that was the first fuck, this is okay. Dig in and start watching, start paying attention to everything. That's what it's like. I was watching, but I'm also watching like the dancers. I'm watching like things going on in the back. Like you start trying to watch everything. What he's wearing, what it's saying on his jacket. His jacket said Gloria, which people were saying, it's his last song on the album, but it's also in Spanish means glory. So, there's different meanings there.
The first time I was watching it, I'll admit I was not looking for those things. I didn't want to. I was watching it with a big grin on my face. I was just like taking it all in.
I wasn't. I can't help myself now. After it's like,
Oh yeah,
damn. I'm like trying
you
to
were
look for
up
everything.
till 4 in the morning looking this shit
4 in the
up.
morning, just watching shit on and stuff because I was just, I get obsessed with that. But
Hey, dude,
hey, Idaho.
from Idaho, where Idaho made the firing squad the preferred method of executions in the state. So congrats up there in Idaho.
Oh wow, nice.
Are you great yet? Yeah. So I mean, from the start, I will say my daughter nailed it that the first track was going to be the untitled song.
Yeah. So
from the GNX trailer,
and that was something different because usually everyone goes on and plays the hits. Come on and
not
play all your hits.
I mean, he played hits though. He played hits.
No, he did, but he opened up with an untitled like that.
Yeah,
no one like
and played a new chunk of it
yeah.
that we haven't heard before.
Yeah, and it was like right there. He's starting off with a good set of balls and like I'm doing what I'm going to do. This isn't for your entertainment. I think that's what people that said, "Oh, I didn't like it." Well, it's because it wasn't for your entertainment. This was a message.
No, he said, "I make music that electrify him. You make music that pacify him." Like Drake would have came out and entertained the people, get people dancing and all that. Kendrick was about something else.
And that was a whole kind of underlining tone, a deeper dig at Drake that, was you start just going these layers. Is Drake is that rapper that played the system. He made it within the confines of that system, where Kendrick, defies the system. He criticized the system. And he knows he is a product of the system and he makes his money through the system, but he's not, where Drake thrives in the system. And Drake plays the system. He's not, he's a puppet, basically. He's just where Kendrick's not. So, I mean, there's like those underlying, there's so many layers when you start just digging into these things.
And really, a lot of it was not about Drake, though. Like, Drake was almost derivative.
Yeah, Drake was just like, that's what was so genius with this. There was like, he's showing you these things of like what's going on in the State of the Union, of how things are going, how things are just crazy, but then also Black culture, where there's so many symbolisms with different things. Even I think the white and the peekaboo, from that part, what that meant. I've seen different things on that. Some were thinking it was the old white robes with pointed tops. And it was kind of a symbolization of that, there still is the systematic racism in the music, and kind of what he always fights
with
and talks
Kendrick
about.
Everything means something, and he put that in the Squabble Up video. He put it in Latin. I don't have the phrase in front of me. On that little board they're playing with at the Squabble Up video, that says in Latin, everything means something, or everything is something.
Yeah.
Meaning like everything that's put here is intentional. There's no, when you're just entertaining people, you're just entertaining people.
Yeah.
But everyone should have known, and people don't know. This is the funny thing. People have instant reactions about it, but it's going to take, like it takes 4 a.m. deep dives to figure out all the shit that was going on, and you still don't know.
So you have Samuel L. Jackson's kind of taking you through this journey. He's the, if you're listening to what he's saying, stay within the confines. We want you to, express yourself, but not too loudly. We want you to, be you, but not too flashy. Play, be edgy, but not, within the box. As long as you're making us money, we're good. As soon as you step outside the box, you become a problem. And that's what a lot of this is. And that's kind of where, Samuel's walking you through that, how he's telling you, like, oh, you're doing good, or oh, that's too ghetto. This is this. And it's kind of like he's talking about always kind of the systematic racism and everything, with breaking it down to the, the American flag,
being split right down the middle on the backs of blacks.
Split in the middle. Yeah. And how if you notice, every dancer is dressed differently. And that's just a symbolization of, we're all different. We all have our, different looks, different things, there's just so many things. And then it's the red, white, and blue, but also once that's flag is on, the white disappears till peekaboo white, and it becomes a blood and Crips, which is always something that, that he's, with the blood immunity. And, there's always these things. You saw SZA wearing red. He was wearing blue. There's
I noticed that.
And and then I think what happens is,
let me sorry to cut you off real quick. Put in the comments if you're glitching out for me really bad. So put in the comments if you're watching and Andy's glitching for anyone.
Oh shoot, am I?
Yeah, I don't know if it's your internet or what, or if it's just mine.
I don't know. You've been pretty good with me. So
I'm gonna check it real quick.
Okay. But so I don't know. It's crazy. Give me a little.
Well, my internet is really unhappy right now. I can tell you that. It's mine. Doa Deer says sounds good. Judy says sounds good. Well, it's my internet actually is shitting the bed. Darnese says it sounds good. So all right, I'll trust you.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you all right.
Cool.
But
yeah.
Yeah. So
did you notice the storytelling? How once Uncle Sam interjects that he played humble, so he's like in this constant battle of like you said, give us something that might be edgy, but it's within the confines of what we say you should do. And sit down, be humble. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I say, sit down and be humble. Just like you said, we want you to be successful, but not too successful. They want to put you in this box.
Yeah.
And they'll do that's him talking about just like the same thing, the systematic racism within that business, but also how he's also saying that he's benefiting from this, but he's trying, you know what I mean? So it's this battle of, you're criticizing this, but I'm also benefiting from this, and that's Kendrick. That's what he's always fighting. It's like, he's always kind of pushing, I think right here was leading up the Not Like Us whole thing. Yes, it was about Drake, but the main, I think, point of it was him basically saying, fuck you to the system. He knows they're telling him, do not perform this song. Everyone's telling his record label, they're all telling him because there's lawsuits, all kinds of lawsuits on it. And
yeah, they've since been pulled, but there's been more threats, I think, right?
All these brands saying you do not perform this song. If you perform this song, there's going to be, basically telling what to do. And I think that was a bigger point of him doing it. That's why he's, like you said, they want to play, but they like to sue.
Yeah, that was hilarious, by the way.
And I think that's what that Not Like Us. Yeah, and I think it just, the masses know the Drake thing that's going on and stuff. So that got most of the attention, but it's also him just finally bucking the system and saying, I'm finally breaking through. I'm not going to stay within that box anymore. I'm out. What?
Right.
I mean, and I also think though that the Peekaboo song, tapping into that boogeyman, his boogeyman character, kind of like, it's coming. I'm the boogeyman. I'm coming. And it was that that taste, like, and he gave that taste of in the X with the girls saying, should I play it? And he gave you that, just those few little bars that do, and everyone knew, but it was it was like the boogeyman's coming for you. And then he like, no, let's bring it back down. They went to Luther. That song's, oh gosh, Luther's just. And then from there, though, I think that was him, Peekaboo, here comes the boogeyman. And then this, what was also amazing with this whole halftime show was the videography.
Yeah, it was really good.
How the streets, how they made the streets, how they came down the street, how it was shot, just the guys. I was watching the cameramen I was watching the cameraman a lot too, and how they are filming this and how it's coming. Like the videography was awesome. I mean, there were so many just things with this halftime show that were just like, wow. That's why every time I watch it, there's something new I'm watching and like, dang, didn't get this, didn't catch this. But I think that's what happened is Drake kind of got, shrapnel. he just took all the shrapnel, and Drake wasn't the main message.
He's kind of the embodiment of, like you said, he's the embodiment of what the system manufactures.
Yeah.
And Drake just happens to also seem to be, I mean, a narcissist and a word that you can't say without getting sued. And he's like, what they say is he's a culture vulture. He will take from the Black culture when it benefits him, but then not, like distance himself when it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll take on even doing songs in like Jamaican voices and accents, and that's kind of the, when in the third verse of Not Like Us, that's like, that's a history lesson, the history lesson that this country apparently doesn't want to teach any longer, or at all. But that's like a history lesson in one verse, is like, this is what Black folks have been dealing with forever. And Drake's just, like it was always more than Drake. And like Kendrick said, it's like, it's more than the music. Like he tells us that it's like, it's not about whether you like it or not. This is bigger than the music.
This is bigger than the music.
Yeah. Are you going to be? 40 acres a meal. Which way are we going to go here?
And that's where Drake will push the boundaries, as in, like you say, doing voices, just doing stuff that just kind of, maybe pushes the envelope, where Drake's going, he's coming out talking about 40, acres in a mule, and, going against what everyone's saying he should do now. Finally, I think even more so. I think he has no choice now. He has to. He's in. He's becoming a voice, and people are listening. There's a lot of people that had no idea about Drake that I've actually talked to, interesting, online, talking about this and actually having good conversations with people, which is unusual online.
It's hard to find online.
Yeah. And it's like, of just things I've heard and the different things that they've heard and stuff, and that they never knew. Like they knew above Kendrick. They knew, the songs, all the stars, the Wakanda movie. Oh, the guy that sings the Wakanda song, that's what a lot of people didn't know. And then they had the Superbowl last night, and they're kind of wondering, like, what's all this controversy? Like, what's happening? Like, they kind of hear that, they'll Google, oh, the diss and Drake, and they don't know. But then you start talking about all these other things, and then they start kind of going like, are you crazy? And they start looking up stuff, and like going, I had no idea. Like, it was like a whole new world. It was weird. It's like now I'm like in this rabbit hole of like wanting to know like what else is like here. It is. That's what happened to me. From the very beginning with a PlayStation controller, and if you watch the very beginning as they're showing it from above the PlayStation controller, there's a pattern going on. And then I guess someone deciphered, just followed it, and apparently it's the Grand Theft Auto cheat code for max power and full armor, right before
that's wild. I haven't seen that. You told me that. I was like, I found out yesterday. I'm like going, holy shit, like right before it's at the beginning, just full power, max power, full armor. Rockstar does put in all those cheat codes in GTA.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
so
cheat
it's like
codes
from that, and that was the start. Like there's those little things that that are just like, dang. And that's what makes that whole halftime like performance just diabolical on so many levels. Like there was evil, man, and it was I was there for it. He was evil. He was evil. He was petty at times.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, he was evil. He was petty at times. I think that when you really saw the evilness, and I think it was one of my favorite parts, is when he's walking in on Not Like Us, and he looks right at the camera. Say Drake,
that smile,
and that
was
look,
diabolical.
That smile, that was iconic. Fucking evil right there.
It was iconic.
Yes, that was just like the soul that, you know, it just that
I think
like
it was. You're right though. It was a camera angle too, like the shooting up
yes.
at him. Like it
That's what I'm
was
saying. The
perfect.
videography of this stuff and how these guys
Yeah,
that are doing this
that
are
was
just
dope.
fuck, they're good. Like
Yeah,
that was just everything was perfect on that. Um, and that look he gave at the camera and we said,
yeah. Just
say
that look
Drake. It was
over.
just like, and that smile, like, and it was just
Mhm,
that crazy, like, dude, you're crazy. And like you can tell it
mhm.
was just joy of like he's been waiting for this moment. It's just this is it. This I think this was this, you know,
Well, the whole
but
thing
that was
starts
one
in first person shooter when Drake says, "Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl."
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then fucking a year later, Kendrick's playing. Like that's just like
Yeah.
the
And
most
it's
epic.
and that's what was crazy. And you know, like, so this is what I was wondering: how is he getting by? You know, lawsuits because technically he may not have said words. Like he kept words out. Like I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm not defaming you. I'm not. You know, um,
See,
he didn't
the
say
problem
the
with
p word.
defamation, but here's the thing though. If you if I sue you for saying that, it's not defamation if it ends up being true. So all the discovery that comes out in
Yeah,
the lawsuit, Drake and his team must be going, I've watched on video Drake being weird with someone he knows, a 17-year-old, like kissing her on the mouth after he
yeah,
knows that in front of everyone.
and that's why when like he turns and says, "Say Drake, I hear you like them young." It's just that's just you know I hear that. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not saying you do.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you
yeah.
like. I hear you like them young.
Hey,
Um,
you better not end up in jail
and
because they probably heard the same thing.
yeah, he's like, you know, he's not saying this is what I'm hearing. This is just, you know, I've heard
Yeah,
some things. I'm not accusing you. This is what I've heard. How they say things, you know, not saying, you know, the P word. Let the crowd did, the whole stadium. And then, you
that's
know, the A
wild.
minor. The A minor, you know, the whole he didn't I mean, it was it was crazy. And then the gold chain also the A minor that has multiple meanings. I've heard three different, you know,
It's
a
also the
bunch.
PG Lang thing, I think.
Yeah, his brand,
Yeah.
which is probably in the big picture, it was his intention to spread his
Mhm.
brand, to spread, this is my time, this is my brand, and
Yeah.
also knowing exactly what it means. Like this kind of like I'm saying, Drake is Drake's that you know on National Lampoon's Vacation, the dog that got left on the bumper, the fucking car's taken off, and he's just trying to keep up. He's just like you know just dragging along, and he's just taking shit as fucking Kendrick's just plowing through all this other shit, and Drake just
Mhm.
gets hit with it because you know there's just you know
The
so there's
people
yeah
that thought Drake would win this battle are wild to me.
no.
Like, I
I mean,
mean,
and then okay, then let's go to the other. I thought was like the whole like when Serena Williams popped
hmm,
on the screen doing the sea walk.
hmm,
I yelped. I yelped like a dog. You know, a dog
they,
gets
hmm,
scared or
hmm,
something goes. I
get
yelped.
their
I went,
get their
go! Like I
footsteps on
yelped. Yeah,
because they
I'm
dated
like,
for 4 years, right? Drake and Serena
yeah.
dated
And that
on
was
and
the
off for
second
4 years.
girlfriend of the night. SZA dated Drake
Right,
back in the day. So that was
right. Which
Drake's.
makes
That's
this even
two.
more diabolical. I took your exes,
Yeah.
I put them. I mean, got them at the Super Bowl, and you had to
And
watch from Australia.
so there's like layers to this Serena thing also. So you have, you know, Serena coming out doing the sea walk on the X. She's sea walking on her X. You know,
It's
she
on the
that's
X,
the
right,
symbol.
of the PlayStation
Yeah,
controller.
that's the symbol she's on is the X.
That's
Her
wild.
X. I'm crip walking on your X. So her like she has beef with Drake, you know, not just from dating. You know, Drake went
He
after her
did,
husband.
and he dissed
You
her in
know, he went
songs
after
too.
her husband. Yeah, he dissed him in his song. And you know, he was, you know, about being a groupie for his wife and all, you know, whatever it was in
Uh,
his lyric.
yeah,
So then you know, her husband's just, you know, he's just not that guy. He's a nice guy. He like tweeted out like, "Oh yeah,
yeah,
of course I'm the best groupie I can." Like, who wouldn't
yeah,
be? But it was like,
right.
okay. I mean, it's like, all
Yeah.
right.
All right, Drake.
It was almost one of those like, you know, Drake's like, "Haha, I got you," and it's like, all right,
He always does that with families. He goes, like, to families, which is
yeah.
just weird.
So he went after him, and you know, whatever they moved on past that. So this was kind of a for Serena was kind of a double fuck you. You know, this was, of course, you're like, yeah, my group, I'm fucking crip walking on you. It's like in the Super Bowl. It was
Super Bowl. And now it's the most
Yeah.
watched Super Bowl halftime show.
133.5 million views. That is crazy.
And he's just
And you know how
smiling
many
like,
and you know how many new fans Kendrick just picked up of people actually, like I said, that are watching this and breaking these, and they like it. And this is what's that I got.
I think I Not Like Us also went up 430% of streams after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And the thing is, like I said, now it's Not Like Us is like, he didn't even use this. He used this in another way. And it's like his bill. Yeah. Like he just busted, just said, fuck you to the system with a diss track that won 5 Grammys.
5 Grammys for a diss track. That's wild.
I don't think that'll ever happen again. Like a diss track wins 5 Grammys, and his birds to finally everything. Still fighting that systematic racism that's always going to be there, and that's I think what he's saying also. That's why they clash, him and Drake. It's like you're exactly what it's fucked up. You know what I mean? In a way, you can do what you're doing, but don't do it because they tell you to do it. You know what I mean? That kind of shit.
Don't be who you're not. Like don't patronize people from Compton, from the city.
Yeah.
And pretend and play cosplay, because people go through real shit. And really, like Kendrick's watched, I think his cousin early on, like his cousin or uncle get shot. Like you can't just sit there and cosplay and make light of that because it's cool and hard and like wear that on. And that's what Drake's all been about.
And
I love the people who are like, who was this Kendrick, or one person on Fox News called him Kendall Lamar. Like, it's so funny when like ignorance is like a slight, like, oh, I've never heard of him, so therefore I was like, he wrote To Pimp a Butterfly, which is like critically acclaimed in like top 5 records of all time, like of all time. And he won a Pulitzer Prize. Like, I'm sorry you don't know who he is, but that's on you.
That guy was probably upset it wasn't Imagine Dragons or something.
Oh, dude, yeah. Maroon 5.
What's on the Super Bowl this week? Yeah.
I heard people complaining it's always rap. That was the first time a rapper headlined solo.
Yeah.
We only got the other rap one, the LA one. But that was
doesn't Jay-Z pick the shows?
Does he?
For the NFL?
Maybe.
I think Jay-Z picks the halftime shows. He has something to do with the NFL for that.
Probably does. No, I heard Trump left.
Yeah.
Trump left at some point.
When did he leave? When
I think it was after the halftime show.
I think it was right after. And that was kind of another, like, with him sitting there and a black Uncle Sam.
Oh, that shit was going way over his head, though. It was going way over his head.
Symbolization of, the U.S. and the government, everything, the government. That's, that's the symbolization of Uncle Sam, the government.
Mm-hmm.
He's the man. And it's, a black Uncle Sam. And the man's telling Kendrick, hey, you're, calm down, relax.
Stay in your lane. Yeah.
Stay in your lane. Stay here. Slow down.
Oh, what did you think about him saying it's the right time, but you picked the wrong man?
Yeah. That was obviously a political kind of like a.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
I honestly felt like a proud friend. Like, I was like, oh man, he killed it. I know it's hard to rap that much and be like that amped up, like at the start, because it's only 15 minutes, but you got to, like, the adrenaline. You could practice and practice and practice, but once you get there and it's like, oh shit, the lights go down. It's a Super Bowl, and as big as you are, it's a lot of fucking people watching.
And so this is what also is, I've seen a lot of like videos of people that were at the Super Bowl filming it, and they're like, oh, everyone's not really into it. They're dancing. But also, if you were there, it probably sucked to watch because you're so far away and where he was
Yeah,
at, like
no,
below the stage and stuff.
yeah,
That show wasn't for necessarily for you. That show was made for TV. That
it
show was
was
made to be
made for
seen.
TV.
That show was made to be seen by 133.2 or whatever more million
Yeah,
people. Not
yeah,
he didn't. It wasn't necessarily for your 80,000 there. This was
right.
for everyone else. So I could see there being like, oh, this kind of sucked. It was like I couldn't see nothing. Well, yeah, it probably did, but it wasn't for you. This wasn't
Yeah.
for your entertainment. That's what this
Yeah,
was.
you
This
can't
isn't for
see
your
him making that smile face at Drake looking.
No.
You don't get any of that.
Unless you're
perspective.
watching a big screen, which is probably on, but still, half the people aren't paying attention during the
Yeah.
halftime show.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't a lot. I only saw Trump once. I don't know
Yeah,
if
and
I
I've
saw much Taylor
yeah.
Swift either.
No, which was, fine. I don't care.
I don't care.
But
Like it's wild that people like. I think it's interesting that people have an opinion on like I didn't like it. Well, okay, well, like so like there's a concert going on right now that I wouldn't like if. Oh, that was a waste of time. I was seeing some people on TikTok. That was a waste of 15 minutes. That's not. I think about how much time during the day you just waste, quote unquote, right? Like, why do you care about that waste of time if that's a waste of time for you?
I actually, when I see those comments,
I never engage.
I kind of smile. I kind of make laugh a little bit. I smile because that they watched it and it affected them. It hit them in a way that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it made you think about some things. It made you uncomfortable, and it brought out a feeling in you. Yeah, exactly what he was trying. Exactly what he was trying to do. He did.
He did. Yeah, he succeeded.
Enough for you to go and tell the world,
tell TikTok
on internet that's forever, that you were unhappy with this.
That this was the worst Super Bowl performance in the history.
So when I see that, I'm like, dang, he got him. He got him. He got exactly mission for him. It's like you got the message.
Yeah,
it bothered you enough for you to go do that.
Yeah. You know who also agrees with you and hates it? Drake. He really didn't like it.
Yeah. So it's like that's why I when I see those comments, I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
There was things you didn't like, so you were listening a little bit. You did get
point.
You did get the message. Yeah, you did get the message. It made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it made you uncomfortable.
Exactly. It's
yeah. He didn't decide to put an American flag made of all black men on the stage thinking all of America's going to love this.
And another symbolization of that, all the black men, and what are they all doing? All doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. They're staying in that box. You guys do this, all do the same thing. Don't step out of that. Everyone, and then Kendrick's in the middle of it, in the middle of the divide.
And then you see these people watching this Super Bowl like this.
Yeah. Not having a clue. It's
not having a clue. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. That's why it's just some of them.
Let's take a quick break and we'll get back to it.
Cool.
I gotta allegedly use some product here.
Some live rosin. Some good stuff.
Da, 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 da. Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, that was if you're listening along, appreciate you guys being here. If you have any comments, I want to hear what y'all think about thought about
yeah, and a lot
or
of
what
this
your
also is
thoughts
just
are.
like some opinions. I've heard different things on the same, meaning.
Yeah, interpreting things is a
Yeah.
whole different thing.
This is basically what I'm saying is everything I've been like up till 4:30 in the morning watching of what I came across and watching multiple videos of the same, thought of breaking it down a certain
Yeah.
thing and kind of like, okay, I can see this, this, and this. And there's some that go deep that are a stretch and kind of
People make a lot
out
of
there.
some
Yeah.
stretches with Kendrick. Everything turns into like a conspiracy theory. Then I
Yeah.
think we can't help ourselves but do that as
Yeah.
people. We always
You keep digging and going, you can find anything you want. You can twist anything to be kind of follow but when you go, 2 or 3 layers and things connect, you're just like going, damn, like, whoa, okay. So it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
I saw a
And
meme that said white folks will say I can't understand Kendrick and then listen to Pearl Jam. Yes, I can't tell what this man's saying. Yeah, they got me laughing.
But yeah, I mean, even the music, the songs too. It
I thought
fills
it
you
was a
with
good
energy.
choice. I didn't think he.
Yeah.
I didn't have him picking "Man in the Garden."
The acapella.
Yeah, I didn't have that in my.
That was another thing of like another level of something he did that, doing it a cappella. And then
That
Samuel L.
was cool.
Samuel L. Jackson calling out, "Hey, I see you brought your boys with you." Kind of like saying, "Oh, you." That was another kind of call of Kendrick acknowledging that, you have to play the system in a way to survive. If not, you're not gonna, they'll just bury you like you're gone. Where you had to use people. I had to use some. I had to bring my boys
to gas
I have
you
to
up.
bring.
Yeah.
You have to bring. But and acknowledging, that's why I say, I saw you brought your boys, and then blah blah. And deduct one life. Was kind of like another shot. Like, he knew it was. That's why there's just so much, and I haven't really dove deep into that one. It's like, I don't know if I want to be up till 4:30 in the morning. I can't watch people talk about
get some
this.
sleep, man.
I know, but I don't want to. I'm good on it now. If I happen to run across stuff now, it's fine. But
he's used the Uncle Sam reference before. I think in Wesley's theory on To Pimp a Butterfly, he's used that before.
Yeah, on what he did. The Uncle Sam, he did use it on a liner, a lyric in there. But yeah, so like even with that too. Yeah, and I'll probably go back and watch it again, and then probably find other stuff.
I watched it a couple of times today. I'm not gonna lie.
I like you. I got stuck on watching reaction videos of people like at a Super Bowl party, and it's on live, and they're watching it, and seeing people just like when he teases. That's what was so. I think that was another evil, another diabolical thing that he did was just.
Is he gonna play it or is he not?
Yeah, and I think that was like I said when he went peekaboo, was that kind of like if the boogeyman's gonna come out, am I gonna do it? Peekaboo. And then another video thing I loved was when he came on to say peekaboo, how he popped up right for that camera.
No, I was laughing my ass off.
Yes. That actually when he did that, I'm just like, I kind of just went, oh, that was another like, oh dang. I was like, oh shit. Like that was just that little thing right there was just in the perfect time, perfect song.
Yes, Care Bear, T-Pain's reaction was he's funny. He said I heard T-Pain say that he's made more gaming. He does online gaming and people watch him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
He's made more money doing that than music. T-Pain.
I believe it. I believe
it too. That's wild.
There's some if you can have a following like that, if you're good, he's obviously good, and he's good at what he does. He has that. Like, it doesn't always translate for people. Just because you can do this at a high level doesn't mean you can do everything at a high level. And he fucking boom, just nailed it. And he's good at it. You still got to be good. and he's
You
good.
gotta be good. Yeah, it's wild to think, like, we all know T-Pain is the musician, and T-Pain can
Yeah.
people thought back in the day that he couldn't
Mhm.
because they all use that auto-tune thing. No, T-Pain can fucking sing.
Oh, no, that's much respect to T-Pain. No, it's crazy. But yeah, his reaction video is cool. I like watching these, but the party ones are funny because you get people, and then the songs, and you can just watch them when the songs hit. At the beginning,
Mhm.
everyone's watching on the GNX, and they're coming out the car.
I can't wait for
this
that
was
song, to release, though.
this is how stupid some people are, though. I'm just like, oh, they were talking about the GNX and all these guys jumping out the car, like fucking just some races with like that's a fucking tribute to the Mexicans all piled up, they all piled in cars and shit. I'm like, people are fucking just like,
People are fucked
dude.
up. The internet just creates, like
You're just like, I'm just going through. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? People just, I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, going through them and watching like as when like Squabble Up when the beginning hits and stuff, and just people, and then I love so I got to the point where I just know where people are gonna react, so I'd go. I just want to see them like,
Mhm.
and the biggest pop I found was when Serena popped on. It was when
Yeah.
Not Like Us came on, people crazy, and then the staring at the camera too. That look, like I said, that look,
That
the
look
fucking
got
look,
me. Yeah.
that look.
Luther
People
got me,
pop,
though,
and
too.
then
I'm in love with
yeah,
SZA. That girl can sing,
oh,
and she's hilarious. Her and Keke Palmer in One of Them Days, you gotta see that. She's hilarious in that.
yeah.
It's really funny. Yeah.
Check it out.
It kinda reminded me of, like, like an homage to Friday. It was, like, funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she can sing.
She can
Yeah, I
sing.
love Luther. Luther is
I love Luther.
probably
Top 5 for
right
me.
now I love that song. Every time it comes on to it, it's just that just
It's
smooth, and that's what
so
it was.
good.
That's what I'm saying. When he came in with Boogeyman Peekaboo,
Mhm.
I think that's where he was, going into that peekaboo thing. Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. Here comes the boogeyman.
Mhm.
Get ready for it. And then no, staying in that box still.
Yeah.
Pushing it, but no, pull back. I'll just give you a taste. Here's a couple bars. Let you just. That's it. That's as far as they want you to push it. That's it. That's all we'll do. And that's what people thought. A lot of people thought like that's all we're gonna get.
Mhm.
He's not going to do it. He doesn't want to get sued. He
He's
doesn't want
not
to open
gonna
that
actually
box.
do it.
He's not gonna want to open up that door. There's no way he's gonna do it.
Mhm.
And then that's when he said, "Let's slow it down." Yeah, when she popped on with right from Luther, then they went cut to Luther and they're doing the S.
Yeah,
They
Care
see how they
Bear
did the S.
says yeah, I saw that.
Yep. And then they did the S, and then when she was sitting there on the stage and it came on, it was just like
And then
that
you knew they
voice
had to play
just
all the stars.
dang.
You knew she had to be on for 2
Oh, that
songs.
was coming next. You knew that was coming next. And then, I mean, she killed that at the end and then
Yeah.
transitioned to boom, and then that's when he busted out and said, came out with that. But I think, like I said, that was bigger than just.
I was happy Mustard was brought onto the stage.
Yeah, Mustard.
I thought it was brilliant to end with TV off too. It's really telling you, like,
and that's a whole other thing too. Yeah.
He's gonna end this show by saying, "Turn the TV off." Like, we're done here.
Yeah, and he said, "Did you hear? He said, turn his TV off."
Yeah, he named his ass.
He said, "Turn." I think it was the last one. I think he's the last one. I believe said
turn his TV off.
Yeah, turn his TV off, and then it said "Game Over." So
yeah.
That was kind of just saying it's stop. Just stop. Just stop.
Just go be an R&B artist.
Let me just
R&B album coming out. When's Drake's album coming out?
Let me just bury you in that album. That's the thing too. He has this GNX tour coming. So this whole year, every big city, it's going to be this tour. He has to sing all these songs. They're going to want Not Like Us every night. They're going to be pissed off if they don't get that song,
Oh yeah, they're going to want that. I don't know if they'll play Not Like Us though. I don't know. You think you will? On the
people
tour?
are going to want it. People are going to want it. They'll do it. He'll do it.
Yeah, he'll do whatever he wants. Yeah, Drake's got an album coming out in 3 days. Some Sexy Songs for You.
Oh, so
it's an R&B album.
Is Kendrick dropping in 3 days?
That's when we're gonna get the GNX Deluxe album.
I'm gonna I'm waking up early, and I'm gonna just be on by my phone.
I'm gonna check his Instagram because there'll be something on the Instagram.
please, and it's gonna watch. If it does, could you imagine if it does?
If he drops on
That's
top of
just
Drake.
that's just like, oh
Oh, you thought we were done?
yeah, like from the Grammys to the Super Bowl, then when you finally think
You
it's
drop on
almost
top of
over.
him. Yeah. Care Bear asks, has anyone done a wellness check on Drake since Sunday? He's in Australia. doing a
Australia.
tour
Did you see
with the
his
bullet
boys?
with the bullet smoke. Did you see that? What he was wearing? He was wearing those clothes with bullet holes in them, and then like smoke coming out the back.
Oh, he took some shots.
Hey, he's a cornball.
Yeah. But did you see when he was at a show sitting outside some venue, and so these just everywhere he goes, you hear people just blasting
Dude.
Squabble up, and he
Could you imagine how often people yell A minor at him now? Do you think it's a lot?
wherever you go, it's A minor, and once someone does it, other people start popping off.
God, I would hate
If
my
I'm
life
somewhere,
so much. I would hate
if
my
I'm
life
somewhere,
so much.
it's this, and that's like this nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for Drake. It's like that's why I said it's better off Drake just forgets about this. If you want this to end,
Just stop.
the quicker you just stop.
Change genres. Go be an R&B artist. Go change, like completely change genres. No more rap.
Yeah, just stop. Take some time off. Go write some shit.
Some good shit.
And then come back. Yeah, go write something. Go do instead of soon.
Oh well, Kendrick suggests ayahuasca.
Oh, maybe.
And I think maybe that's a good idea. Kendrick says that in Meet the Grams, I believe. He suggests therapy is a lovely start, but I suggest some ayahuasca, strip the ego from the bottom.
And that's the thing too. It's not like Drake's not talented. He's talented as fuck. He has some bangers. He has some songs. It's just this is over. Let's just stop this now. Let Kendrick finish out the tour. Let him finish it out, and let's just stop. Just if you want this to end, just stop and go do your thing, and just do your thing.
Do you realize though that I don't know if it can end because, like you said, like everyone, if he's going to have people yelling "not like us" at him and A minor at him, probably the rest of his goddamn life. I mean, yeah, he's not fuck around with Kendrick, but other people. I think this sets any artist back farther than any other diss, right?
I don't know.
We'll see. I guess
he still has his his shows. I'm sure are selling out.
He's got his stands. That's true.
Yeah, he has his. That's great. Get it? I'm all for. Like I said, I don't think he's.
Hey,
he's great at what he does. 100.
Unless he really is a certain type of file.
Well, if that's a whole different story. Then everything changes with anybody. But
hell yeah.
But until then, I mean, I don't know. And maybe that's why you should stop. Maybe just drop this. Let's let it go away. Just
create the club bops. Just create those bop hits that people nod their head to, and
because they're going to get. This is going to get old. It's going to. Everything comes to an end.
It has to.
I think this is it. Like I said, let this tour. As soon as this tour's over, it's Kendrick's going to come out with something else. Like it's going to move on, and all this not like us stuff is going to it'll be around, but nothing like. I mean, you go to every arena, you go to every basketball arena, football arena, every arena
it plays it,
or hockey, minor league hockey arena.
Yeah,
it's everywhere. And when it comes on, the whole fucking place, the place could be dead. It could just be quiet. Everyone's on their phone in the middle of intermission, and then this song comes on, and the whole place just like the energy, instant energy. That's
why that lawsuit is so ridiculous. Like, no one needed to gas us up. Like it was everywhere to where I don't sit there and listen to Not Like Us for as much. I mean, I listen to Kendrick a lot, but
yeah, it's just in my my DJ, the DJ guy on Spotify, so he comes on.
Yeah.
But I was at a Raider game. I was at the Monday Night Football game, and as they're warming up, the kickers are kicking, they're running plays and stuff. The song comes on, just because they're playing music. And you're watching the whole sidelines, players, coaches, everyone. You can see it all of a sudden. It looks like it looks like ants start moving. Everyone's like all of a sudden everyone's moving. Where everyone was just kind of sitting still, just talking and shit. This song comes on and everyone starts kind of. You're just like, this is crazy.
They said
This is crazy.
Kendrick couldn't write a club hit.
Yeah. It's that's right. When I saw that, I'm like, this is crazy because this is everywhere it goes. And like to say bots, people, reactionary, YouTube reactors, whatever, are pumping this song and making it like,
or it's just on the West Coast. It's just popular on the West Coast. No, it's everywhere.
I'm watching hockey because I watch like Montreal. I watch Montreal, like in Montreal, whatever, play, and they're speaking in
French.
What is it? French Canadians, the French Canadians out there,
mm-hmm.
And in the background you'll hear it. You'll hear it in the arena, dun, 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 in between like plays, dun, 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 like, and the people, you can hear it in the roar. You'll hear a roar. It's like people get up for it. It's wild. It's everywhere. It's just.
And he's. Did you see he put a second show on Toronto in his tour?
Yes,
I think it's at the baseball stadium too, or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Rogers Center. Dude.
That's why I call this shit diabolical, because the evilness, man. It's just evil. I'm gonna go to your home and I'm gonna do 2 shows, and I don't know if Drake's performed there yet.
He hasn't.
That's even a bigger, and that's their big
stadium,
big arena. That's the Leafs, I believe. Isn't it the Leafs?
No, well, let's see.
Is that where the Leafs play? I think that's their new stadium, right?
Toronto Rogers Center. Is it the no, it's where the Blue Jays play.
Oh, it's that place. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 60,000-70,000.
Oh, it's even bigger. Yeah.
They'll probably sell them both. They'll probably sell them both out.
Yeah. It's even probably twice the size. Twice the size of where
a hockey arena
plays.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And that's why he added 2 shows. He sold out one.
His second show.
Did Drake buy them all?
I heard he was doing that, right?
He was trying to buy out like the floor or something, or
something
sections.
Like I don't know what's going on. This guy's
that's funny.
Kendrick wanted to be left alone. He was never looking for beef, but he's like, I mean,
I think when you start going personal, you start talking about,
that's what Drake does, though. Stuff. He said something about LeBron going after what he's doing.
It's had beef with LeBron.
You don't know what LeBron's deal is with his wife. Why are you going after that?
It was like because him and LeBron were cool for a while. They did projects, they did things here, did things there. Because Drake's involved with the Raptors, he's like their ambassador or whatever. So LeBron's been like a thing. Well, LeBron was dancing to Not Like Us and doing all these things all this stuff, and it pissed Drake off, and so then Drake started talking about his wife. Like, he got personal. It's like, dude, it's like anyone. If someone just starts screaming like, you're hiding, you're hiding, you're deflecting. There's something, check this man's internet history. It's like,
I guess I'd be mad too if my friends were dancing to a song where I got called with Drake got called.
But that's the thing though too. Were they friends?
Yeah, I don't know.
They just
we don't know.
It's like because I did a project with you or something, our foundations or stuff like that, things like that.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. It's like, but then also then I'm gonna go, well, are these things in the song true? Because if we want to go like, if that's the case, then you don't want to go to cell block 1.
I don't either.
Like I said, there were some things in that halftime show that were directly at Drake.
You said his name.
Yeah, when you say his fucking name with a grin like that,
with that shitty grin.
Yeah, man. So that was as direct. Boom. Obviously, the Serena Williams was another direct. Just that little snippet, most of it. But it was just those parts. All the other stuff was. That's why I said that how he weaved this all through, weaved it. And even the song choices.
I think he's like one of the greatest poets of our time. He's like Shakespeare, man. I mean, he's historic. Well,
there's going to be college courses on this. Well,
there already are. They're on syllabuses.
Yeah.
dissertations, all sorts of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. It's then you start like I did. You start going down stuff, and yeah, you start learning shit too. I'm like, damn.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
like
not
whoa.
greatness to that level very often in anything. Like no matter
Yeah.
what, hip hop, any type of music, art, whatever. Like it doesn't come around that often.
And then that's the thing too, is like I'm going through this stuff. Like I had my daughter, I picked her up from school in Natalia, and we drove out to the auction I've been buying stuff at, and it's like, a 20-minute drive there, 20-minute drive back. And that's all I was doing was talking about all this stuff. But I was talking to her about how like what it was because she watched it with us.
Mhm.
And she knows all the songs, she knows the music and stuff, but she doesn't know these meanings of
Yeah.
like the how he's talking about the systematic racism and all this stuff. I'm just going through like this is what he's talking about here, this is what he's we think he's talking about here, and and she's listening. Actually, she's not on her phone, which is kind of cool. So
it's cool when your kids get older like that and you can have these like deep conversations with them about important shit.
Yeah, it's also weird too when you go to a bar with them and get a beer. That was weird.
Well, I haven't got that far yet.
Just wait till that one. That one's weird.
That first time going with your son.
Yeah, that's just yeah. You're just like, yeah, that one's weird, but now it's not. But
yeah,
that first one, yeah, it's just a couple weird kind of like whoa.
I'm sure there is. Yeah,
but
realize how old.
Yeah,
you
so
are.
so that's been that's why I said this whole show and so much more than just a halftime show. Yeah,
everyone's talking about it one way or the other.
Oh.
No matter what your thoughts are. I wish people just like had the wherewithal to like, especially if you're angry about something or you don't get it, or if it's over your head, or you're like you're not in the know, like you don't have to have an opinion on everything right away. It's cool. Like there's freedom in that. Like
yeah,
I don't have opinions on a lot. Well, that's fine, but then keep it to yourself. Like no, I made a TikTok. I was like, I didn't write books on things I didn't like or didn't care about. Like when I did literary criticism on Tolkien, like I do it because I love Tolkien. Like you have an opinion on the things that you care about. Like this fascination on having opinions on things we don't care about, like hip hop. That's just weird. Just like, okay, well, what's your point? Like,
see, and you know why you don't do things like that is because you're a normal, just person. You're like, okay,
well-adjusted
you have a
adult.
different opinion. Yeah. Like, all right, yeah, it's not my thing. Okay, whatever. You move on.
Okay, cool.
And that's why I said when I was like that when someone would say, I just get all angry and like, oh, you don't know it. But then I'm like, well, you know what? The point that he was getting across, or whatever was getting across, like I said, it bothered you enough. Like you had to think of like something in you made you have this reaction. So you were listening, even though you may not know up here, something else in there's made you have that reaction. Something made you so whatever that reaction is, it is. So when I see those things, especially in the ones that are like the worst, where they get straight to this like being racist, like just straight there, those make me smile the biggest, because look how much hate it brought out in this guy. Like he's expressed, like this guy is, like I said, someone's willing, even though it's a fake troll account, 99.9% of them all fake, it's still someone's behind that and typed that it affected them that much.
There's a lot of people still feeling that way, I think.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But it affected what he said, affected you that much, so it did exactly what it, his intentions.
That's true.
Yeah.
Judy says, we all see things we don't like. It's an invitation to get curious about why we get triggered. That's a good point.
When I get things, when I get triggered with stuff, sometimes someone will say something and like it gets this anger in me. I finally, sometimes I can't control it. Sometimes I can't, but I'm able to like back off more often now, and like kind of like, oh, what the hell? And like it may take me like an hour, but then go like, why did I get pissed off about that?
Yeah, why?
And where before I would just every single time just fly off the handle and like, every now and then I do, and sometimes it's just I'm bored. It's stupid, but sometimes I'm bored. I'm in a doctor's
Anger's
office.
not a bad thing, but it's just if
But
it's being reactionary, you know.
yeah, and but I think that's and that's when I see that stuff. It doesn't bother me as much anymore because I know, okay, it got to you. You heard something. You didn't like what you heard, but you still heard it. It went in an ear and it made you, react. So, And then there's some people that didn't even listen to anything, didn't listen to a word, and I just don't like it because they saw a bunch of black people on a stage. So there's those people still too.
There's no point in talking to those people.
Yeah, no.
That's gonna be a waste of time. But I think it was the most memorable halftime show. And as a fan of Kendrick, I would be biased towards saying it's the best I've seen. I know you could put Prince up there. People put Michael Jackson up there.
There's been awesome. There's been amazing
good ones. I liked the other hip hop one.
They're different. This is like I said. I don't see this as like as much as a show.
This was different.
Especially in the times we're living in and in the environment we're in. This like you said, this is bigger than music.
It's like a cultural moment.
This isn't a halftime show. This is a movement. This is a statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you can compare it to these other halftime shows that were there for entertainment. They went there and did, they entertained, and they were awesome.
Yeah.
But this was different. This was like I said, this was a statement. This was this was Kendrick being Kendrick.
This was gonna afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted. That's what art's supposed to do. Good art.
Yeah. Art's supposed to make you feel something, whatever it is. Feel something. Mm-hmm. So when those people are spewing hate or those people are spewing love, they're feeling something.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100%. And that's what I don't get when people say this isn't art. This is just some, I'm like, it made you feel something. That's why it made you feel hate, made you feel anger. It made you feel something.
Mm-hmm.
When I watch, what was it, Katy Perry one year? I'm not a Katy Perry fan, but it was cool. I'm like, okay, this was cool. It's not my jam. It's not my thing, but I didn't go on there and go, Katy Perry, did you see what she wore? She looked like I'm like, no, it's like, but people will do that. It's like,
when if they do that, then it made them feel something, like you said.
Yeah.
That triggered you. It says more about you.
It was just, I was like, oh, it's not my jam, not my thing, but it was cool. And I get it. Rap and hip hop is not, it's not widely, especially in, look in the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the demographic of a hip hop rap show. That's wealthy people that have money. And just, well, why do you think things are? So that's why the reaction there, wasn't like, when it was Dr. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, all of them, Kendrick, when they were all there, that was like you had all of those people and all those hits of songs of growing up. That was entertainment.
Those are all hits. Yeah, that was for entertainment.
That was entertainment.
That was an LA showcase.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's bring out all the hits. Let's bring out everything that you remember in high school. 50 Cent Upside Down. That's entertainment. That's playing. Yeah. You can say that's playing inside the box. That's playing with do what works. Do what sells. Do what's going to make us money. And that's why I said, which is fine. It's do it. If you're going to do it. But stay in your lane when doing it. That's the thing. But then also that's why it was crazy with Kendrick starting out with not that hit. Not starting out with Squabble Up. He could have started with Squabble Up and that place could have just instantly boom popped. But he didn't. He started with that and people are kind of like going, okay, trying to pay attention, like what he's saying, like, okay, this is not new lyrics or whatever, what he was doing. Do something new.
Well, it's if you see the GNX trailer, it's only a minute of that song, but he probably played maybe a minute 20, minute 30. So we got
so that's what I'm saying. He introduced something new, which people don't on that big of a stage, the biggest stage of your life.
You wouldn't do that normally.
No, you're not coming out with something that no one's heard. Like, if everyone's like, "What?" You're going to come out with what's hitting, what's the song right now. That's where you get to get everyone to pop. Boom, and then let's get the party started. No, that's not what this was. That's why I don't think we can compare it. So
it's an enigma. All right, well, this has been fun. It's been fun to watch Kendrick do his thing. Thanks everyone for listening, for commenting. Make sure you subscribe to High Minds on podcast channels, iTunes, Spotify, wherever. And we'll see you next time.
Maybe Friday.
Yeah, see you on the flippity flip. See you Friday.